We are now joined by Buffalo student athletes Lamonte Bearden, C.J. Massingberg, and Nick Perkins, along with head coach Nate Oates. And Coach Oates, would you please start us off by making an opening statement?
You know what, I couldn't be more proud of the kids I coached this year. I mean, it's pretty well documented what we've been through as a program with everything. They played their tails off for us all year. You know, we were one open three. We missed 2 open threes that would have cut that thing to 1 possession there late in the game. We were just a couple shots or stops away from being in it. We had a lead for a lot of the first half too. So I think a lot of our kids proved they belong at a big stage like this. I'm so happy for them because they gave everything they had to the program through the whole year. So, you know, and I want to give credit to Miami too. I mean, Coach Larinaga he used to coach in the MAC. Ton of respect for him through the years. Took a mid-major program in George Mason to the Final Four. We knew they weren't going to overlook us. They played hard. They made it tough on us. They made some big plays when they needed to, and we just didn't quite have enough there in the second half to get the win. But can't say enough about the kids I coached this year for the whole year.
Thank you, Coach. We will now have questions for the student athletes only. And again, please identify yourself and your media organization when asking a question. Questions for the student athletes. We have a question right here.
Guys, CJ, Josh Reed, CBS.
Okay. Yeah.
Josh Reed, CBS 4 in Buffalo. CJ, obviously your first shot at playing in a tournament. I guess, how do you feel like it went, and what kind of experience is this for you to build on?
Man, it was a great experience. It was a great experience. I'm just happy to be here, with my teammates. I'm really proud of them. I feel like we gave it all that we had, and we just came up short. And we obviously next year we want to try to get back here.
Question right here.
Yeah, Lamonte, I mean, obviously they have big
Could you please
rim
identify where you're
yep,
from?
It's Mark Gaughan, Buffalo News. Lamonte, they've got the big rim protectors, and they, kept you guys from getting too many points in the paint in the first half. The second half just seemed like you scored on a bunch of tough shots in the lane. Just talk about the second half, getting inside and going after their big men.
I just tried to create for myself, not only myself and my teammates. It did have a lot of big guys that can jump and affect my shot, but I did feel like I missed a couple easy ones too, so I did a good job tonight.
Questions? Right up in front.
Stu Boyer, Channel 2 Buffalo. Nick, can you talk about the satisfaction of playing here and doing a great job you guys did, and at the same time the disappointment because nobody wants to leave here, and just a couple of shots and the whole outcome could have been different?
Yeah, the experience is great. Coming here, playing with my great teammates, Coach Oates, all the stuff we've been through this year. It really makes this coming here better for the second time in a row. And as a freshman, be able to come here and do that. But it does hurt, coming here and losing because we didn't want to stop. You feel me? We want to win this game and keep it going. But it does feel good to get here again. We can probably keep this thing going for the next few years, yeah.
More questions? Let's go right over here.
Yeah, it's Jerry Sullivan, the Buffalo News. I'll ask Lamonte, when you saw what Yale did tonight, did that get you guys a little bit of jolt that the underdog can win these games?
That did give us a little bit of juice and fire to see that an upset can happen. So we just wanted to come out and play our game, no matter what Yale did.
Questions? Mark.
Yeah, Nick, 2 things. One, it seems like you love that top of the key 3. Did you feel like that got you going, and then just what went right for you tonight?
I could say the preparation in the last few days, working with coach in practice, working on my 3, being more consistent with it. I felt that prepared me well tonight. I worked on it a lot, so it just helped me. I mean, the first one did get me going, but I feel like the preparation into this game got me going like more than the first 3 did.
Question over here.
Tom Dinky, The Spectrum. For Lamonte, can you talk about that last 3-point shot that you made? You had the 2 to make it a 4-point game, and then I believe it was next possession you had a 3 that would have made a 1-point game. Just how did you feel when the shot left your hand?
I felt like it was good, but I came up a little short.
Okay, more questions all the way in the back.
Lamonte, Matt Bove, Channel 7 in Buffalo. I just talked to some fans upstairs. They're hyped even though the outcome didn't go how you guys and they wanted to go. So they really saw a lot with you this year. Excited about, the growth in fans over the last couple seasons?
I'm really excited. We have a great fan base this year, and hopefully there will be more people to come see us and watch us play.
Okay, in the back.
Guys, Josh Reed, CBS in Buffalo. And this can pertain to any three of you, whoever would like to answer it, because you look up here, that's a lot of youth. This has got to feel like, this is a stepping stone into something really, really big, right?
Yeah, this year we got a lot of young guys, and we had 2 seniors that's leaving. Credit to those guys; they really helped out the team this year. But we obviously disappointed about the loss. But in the back of our heads, we do know that we have a lot of young players, and next year, in the next couple of years, we still going to continue to be strong. We got Blake Hamilton coming back, us 3 up here. We got Willie, and we know in the back of our head that we just got to stay with it, and we started a trend, so we got to keep it up.
Okay, more questions. Mark.
Right, Mark on. Nick, can you talk about defense against their big guys? Their big guys definitely were a factor on defense, but they didn't really kill you on offense. And so, can you just talk about your personal defense really last week against a big dog and this week?
It's definitely different than guarding big dog. These guys are more athletic, more agile, more mobile, big. So I just try to use my body and body up. They're not really that offensively skilled in big dog, so it was more different. I kind of had to help the guards out more on the drives and stuff. More of that stuff is that, and watch out for the backdoor oops because they're throwing those a little bit. But other than that, it was just more of me helping the guards out more in defense than how it was last week where I had to defend one-on-one with big dog.
Okay, got time for one more question? Right in front.
Stu Boyer, Channel 2 Buffalo. CJ, hey, you guys are so young. How much closer can going through something like this and the season you went through, being here in the NCAAs, bring a team together? How much closer can you guys come because of going through this together?
Man, honestly, right now we are pretty close. Like this season, we went through a lot of things, and we went through a lot of deaths and a lot of sicknesses, and I really think that brought us all together to be able to accomplish what we accomplished this year. And this experience, I think that a lot of guys last year that played today, they learned from last year and they spreaded a little wisdom to us. That obviously it's our first time, but this will really help us out. And it's going to give us fuel to get here next year, too.
Okay, thank you. We will now dismiss the student athletes back to the locker room. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Do we have questions for Coach Oates? Mark.
All right, Nate, Mark on Buffalo News. Just first of all, Nick, just talk about his development and his game today, a career high.
You know what you saw today was kind of what I envisioned when we recruited him out of Michigan. I mean, I knew he could make open threes. Big guy, can go inside, outside, both. You know, we didn't plan on getting him in quite as early as we did. Kenny got the 2 quick fouls, but we wanted to play him a ton of minutes tonight because I felt like he could pull Jakiri out of the lane, kind of open it up for us. So when Kenny got the 2 quick ones, it was an easy decision. We had put in a new package. You know, we put in like 3 new plays just for this game to kind of get Nick the ball popping out. Hopefully Jakiri's just sitting in the lane trying to clog it up like he does, and they worked. Like 2 out of the 3 worked first time we ran them, got 3s off them, you know, which is big. You're able to open a lead up early on them. You know, with teams like that, they maybe get a little tighter. That's what we talked about, trying to jump on them early. Maybe they can get tight. We catch fire. You know, it goes that way. And I don't know if they got tight or not. They're well coached, but we did jump on them early, and Nick's 3s helped a lot, and we planned on playing him a bunch of minutes tonight, and it worked out well for us. But I think, you know, until he got in foul trouble there in the second half, I think, though, his progression over the last month in practice has been huge. He was big last week. I mean, you know, we beat some good teams. I mean, Akron was, I think, 28th in the RPI. Like, Akron's a really good team. They should have beat Ohio State. first round of the NIT at Ohio State. So the job he did on Isaiah Johnson, I mean, he picked it up offensively and defensively both, and he hit 3 threes, I think, against Ohio. So I can't be happier for Nick. He's just a great kid that's starting to play well at the right time for us this year.
Question for Coach Oates, right here, front.
Heather Prusak, Channel 2, WGRZ in Buffalo. Coach, given everything that this team has been through and everything that you personally have been through, how satisfying is it to make it this far?
I mean, it's, you know, I thanked all those guys in the locker room just from the bottom of my heart for everything they gave to me personally through the year with everything that I've kind of gone through. And, you know, it wasn't just me. I've had multiple. Nicola's mother passed away. He had to go back to Serbia. Coach Weitzel's brother passed away. So I think, you know, the players talked about some of the stuff that's drawn us together. I think we got a really good group of kids. I mean, they're not perfect. You know, we deal with kids. They're still kids. But I just, for me personally, just how hard they played for us last year in that MAC tournament. Even tonight, I thought they laid everything out there. I mean, we missed some shots. They got some great athletes that made it tough to finish in the lane. They blocking shots. But I thought we played hard, which is really all you can ask the guys to get zoned into the scouting report mentally and then physically give everything you got. And I thought they gave it to us. So, you know, it's disappointing we lost. You know, we could have made a few more shots, but I'm really happy with the way the season went, just from what everybody predicted, what they thought we'd do. I think some guys proved some people wrong here this year.
Okay, we'll go all the way in the back.
Coach Craig Vorst, Time Warner Cable News Sports. Just in the locker room with the guys, and they're already talking about what they achieved this year, not letting this loss define what this season was. For you as a coach, can you talk about that a little bit, the emotions of this game, but having your guys already know, hey, back-to-back MAC championships, getting here. For UB, this is still a stellar year.
Yeah, I mean, they've never gone before we got here. You know, last year was the first year, so to go back-to-back, you know, Jaron and Rodell, they didn't maybe have as great a game as they would have hoped tonight, but those two leave with 2 rings. Like, that's – I'm not going to talk about anything negative. I'm not talking about anything on this stat sheet that's not – we just talked about what a great year it was. Walk out of here with your head up, accomplish something that's never been – I mean, it's been almost 20 years, I think, since anybody in the MAC went back-to-back to the NCAA tournament. So for us to do it, and, you know, and really we only did it with three returning guys that played in the rotation. So all the new guys walk out of here with their heads up, and, you know, those 2 seniors leave with 2 rings. So I think it's a special group of kids for us.
Right over here.
Coach Josh Reed, CBS 4 in Buffalo. You look at the guys that you had up there. Bearden had 19, Perkins had 20, CJ had a nice game. It's got to be pretty good building blocks to get knowing that all those guys are coming back.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I like our future a lot. The recruiting class, arguably the best one we brought in here to go with these guys coming back. Played 10 guys tonight. 7 of those 10 are back. You know, a lot of scoring's back. I mean, a lot of guys, you saw who we had in at the end of the Akron game. All 5 of those are back. CJ and Nick those are 2 of the better freshmen in the league. I mean, I'll put Nick up against a lot of high major bigs right now, and CJ's playing. And I think Monte proved once again, he kind of proved it last year that he belongs at this level. I think he proved when Rodriguez is one of the best guards in the ACC, and that kid's really good. Monte went head-to-head with him all night. You know, he's got a little size on him, and Rodriguez is tough. He hit some tough shots on us when they needed them. But, you know, again, if Monte can improve his outside shooting a little bit, I think he's got a chance to play for some money after this thing's all said and done.
We have a question over here.
Coach Tom Dinky, the Spectrum. Just to piggyback off that, I guess, you know, as we sat here last year after the end of last season, it kind of seemed like there was a core group going forward that could dominate the conference for a little while. It seems like there's that same optimism here, and it's kind of almost a completely new group. Obviously, Nick and CJ are freshmen. Lamonte was here. So how maybe good does it feel to know that you guys were able to restock, and already it seems like we have a new core that can go forward and be dominant in the conference?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great just because when the coaching change happened, you know, I was here. We tried to maintain as many of the guys as we could, keep them, you know, some left on their own accord, but, you know, Justin's wasn't, you know, that was a little disappointing. But for us to bring in these new guys and get them to buy in as quick as they were, and, you know, for Blake and Willie, you know, we knew we needed immediate help. I think those 2 were huge for us this year. Then with the freshmen playing as well as they do. And I think, you guys didn't really get a chance to see Nicola play this year. I think he's going to be really good for us in the future. He just kind of had to adjust to the American style of play, and he'll be a lot better next year. Me and him have some conversations about what it's going to be like for him next year. So I love our group coming back, and I'm excited. I mean, we're not going to start. We're going to give them some weeks off here, get their bodies rested and whatnot, but we're going to get back in that gym, get back to some individual workouts, and make these guys better, and looking forward to next year already.
Any more questions? Last question, right here in front.
Tim Britton with the Providence Journal. You mentioned Rodriguez a little bit. How much tougher is it to beat a number 3 seed when they've got veteran guards like Rodriguez and McClellan?
Yeah, that's the one thing that, and I didn't talk to our guys about it, but we, moving forward in the future, last year we were a 12 seed. It's a little bit easier playing a 5 than it is playing a 3. We got to do a really good job next year just with our regular season. We can't give away, and we were new, so it was a little harder. Our schedule was a little tougher non-conference than it probably should have been. If we would have had Justin, we would have been a little more primed to play some of those teams we played early. But we just got to do a better job through the course of the year, trying to get ourselves our RPI a little higher, our win-loss record a little better, so we don't end up as a 14 seed. It's a hard game. I mean, they were, I think, number 11 in the last AP poll. It's a good team. Like, they're one of the best teams in the best, arguably the best conference in the country. So for us to play head-to-head with them for the majority of the game, I think speaks volumes to us. If we could have gotten maybe played a 5 seed instead of a 3 seed, we probably got a little bit better shot of pulling the upset off. So that's one thing we will talk about, not right now, but as we, in the summer, in the fall, like, if we're going to get back to the NCAA tournament, try to win a game or two, like, let's try to place, let's not play a 3 seed. Let's try to push ourselves up in that 8-9 game maybe, or something a little closer to like that than the 14 seed.
Okay, thank you.